Fall is upon us, and you know exactly what that means. It is about to be our busiest time of the year. Let's talk about how you can level up your vendor market space this upcoming season. All right, you already know the deal, but just in case you've never been here before, thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Sarah. I own LV Fine Soaps, a luxury small batch soap and candle business in Maryland. Now, I want to talk about fall markets because, as you may or may not know, I started doing markets earlier this year. So this will be my very first fall season. And what I want to do just over time, something that I've been thinking about is making some changes and upgrades to my vendor market display. Now, this is what it normally looks like. I've tossed around a couple of ideas back and forth, but truly I wasn't sure if I wanted to be really serious in the vendor market space to begin with. After doing several over like the spring and summer time frame, I really decided that I loved it. I love getting to talk to people. I love showing people my products and, you know, being able to like walk them through how everything works and what's so great about, you know, my stuff. So I really enjoyed it. So what I've kind of figured out is I will be doing one market each month for the rest of the year. And to me, it's worth making the upgrades. So I'm going to talk you through and show you what I can of the upgrades that I have made. I do have several that I have purchased but have not received. So that will be something that I can just kind of like insert and talk about. Let's just do it. Okay. Before I show you all of my personal upgrades, I think it's important to share with you the questions that I asked myself and questions that you can ask yourself if you're trying to decide whether the investment is right for you. First question, what is a good amount of money you are willing to invest? I didn't really have a set amount. I just kind of sat back and looked at what I had and compared it to other people that are vending at these markets, whether they sell soap and candles or not, just like in general. What do all of the setups have that I'm lacking, and kind of like pricing those things out. And then what I ended up doing was I priced everything out and then I ranked them on how important I thought they would be, but how they will increase people coming to my tent. Which leads me to the next question. You know, if I only have a little bit to spend, how do I determine like where to put that money? Again, making that list and ranking everything truly was what helped me decide. And which of these products is going to give you, or which of these upgrades is going to give you the biggest bang for your buck. Unfortunately, sometimes all you can do is give it your best shot and see what happens. So here's to hoping, okay? The first upgrade that I'm making to my fall vendor market space is upgraded signage. So before I just had one, well, I had two. They were both table runners that I would put on my table, and I really love them. I think they're great. The quality is nice, you know, it does the job. But what I started noticing when people would walk by, first they were having to squint to like read it, seemingly because the cursive was a little bit harder to figure out. I also thought, man, I'm wasting a lot of really valuable real estate behind me on my tent, you know? So what I ended up doing was going on Etsy. I found this person who makes like a 3-pack. So now I will have a banner that goes across the front of my tent, behind me on the back of the tent, and a table runner. I'm truly hoping that investment, it was definitely the most expensive, but I'm truly hoping that it will be the most worth it, and updating those fonts and everything to make it more easy to read, really improve, you know, how quickly people come into the tent. Next thing that I did was buy new table cards or business cards. I don't have typical business cards, but I know when I go to markets, people want to take something that they can look at later, and then, you know, maybe it will lead to a purchase, right? I ran out after my last market and decided that I really wanted to make some changes, of course, right? So here is what I landed on. I kind of did some updating to all of my branding. And on the back, I just have like a cute little note. But I really wanted to make it clear that we offer custom favors for like baby showers, you know, weddings, bachelorette, things like that. And I didn't know how to put that on there and make it pop because our message is this long. So what I ended up doing was putting it over here in like a little box, so it has like a differentiating factor from the rest of the text, and I definitely think that is going to be game changing for us. Okay, quick question really fast before we move on to the next thing. So these are my fall vessels, right? Super cute, love them, we love them. This smells so good. If you love sweater weather, then you need this one. Okay, but what I can't decide is how to describe the color of this vessel. Now, I'm going to give you the two options that are floating around my house, but I'm not going to tell you who said which one. One of them is me, and one of them is my daughter. Okay. So one of us thinks that this is burnt orange, and the other one of us thinks that it's like a burnt red, like a crimson, okay? What do you guys think? I need your help. I can't figure it out. And we're really not agreeing on what it is. You know, she always has to make me second guess myself. So anyway, if you could leave in the comments below which one you think this is. Do you think it's like burnt orange? Or you think it's like a matte crimson red? Let me know down in the comments below so we can settle this thing between us, please. Okay. Next upgrade, this I think is going to be a really, really game-changing one. First, samples, okay? I never really considered whether or not I was going to add samples to my table. It didn't seem necessary to me until I started doing the markets and seeing like, oh yeah, everyone like has samples. Of course, it makes perfect sense, right? But I feel like it's one of those things you don't know what you don't know. You know, so I started with these little guys, and this is how I was handing out samples. Let me open it up actually. Hopefully it's not melted. This one is older. Smells so good. So that was it. Okay. But obviously what I determined was this is like teeny tiny. If you're using my body butter, which is what I put in here, if you're using the body butter and trying to get a good feel for the product and how it works and how it feels on the skin later, it's not going to like work out that you have something this small. You're not going to get a real good feel for it. So I upgraded to these. No, it's upside down, but here's the size comparison. Okay. This one is 3 milliliters and this one is 10. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, that's what I did. I ended up just getting like a larger jar. It's still a sample size, but someone can get a really good feel for the product and how it works. And then I did add a label. I had like a little something on this. This was just like one that I never finished. So I did have like a little something on this, but it wasn't anything like as nice as this. That's nice right there. So upgrading my samples, I'm hoping will bring more people back to the table, even if it is next time. Another upgrade that I don't actually have in front of me is retail bags with my logo on them. I'm very, very excited for this. So what I ended up doing was bought my regular black retail bags that I always use, and I got someone, I'm sure they use like a Cricut or something like that, cut out my brand name like with the Cricut, and I just ordered like sheets of the stickers and I'll apply them to the bag. I'm pretty excited about that. I think it's something that is very small seemingly that will make a big difference. Again, my goal has been to make these upgrades that don't seem like much, but they just tie everything up together in a really nice bow. But certainly not least is a soap stand. Yeah. I know what you're all thinking, because I feel like it's very obvious to have your soap available for people to smell. What I didn't realize was I'm so used to how all of my bars of soap smell that I just assume everyone can smell them the same amount as I can, you know what I mean? And it turns out that that's just absolutely not the case. So I wrapped my soap. Actually, let me go and show you. So here is one of my bars. This is how they are wrapped. And then this one doesn't have a label on the back, but usually what they have on the back is like a sticker label that gives all of the information, right? So this is how they are wrapped. I did not consider that everyone that doesn't smell this on like a daily basis, see, I can smell it. This one smells so good. It's raspberry blossom and has jojoba beads in it, little pink jojoba beads. But anyhow, I didn't consider that other people wouldn't be able to immediately smell it. So what I ended up doing was getting this bad boy. It's actually supposed to be a wall shelf. But I don't like it for a wall shelf. I like it for a soap shelf. And what I do is put this on my table and set up one open bar for each soap that I have at that event, so they can see the full bar, they can see the full design, and they can smell it, you know, feel it, all of the sensory things. I've only done it at one event thus far, but it was like super, like, people were really complimenting it. Hopefully in the future it will lead to more sales. I know, I feel like that one was super obvious. And once I was kind of trying to figure it out, I thought to myself, like, wow, that's really silly that you don't already have that in place, you know? But again, sometimes you just don't think of everything when you're getting started. You just really don't. And if you don't think of everything, it's okay. Like, don't get upset. Don't beat yourself up. Like, this is an ever evolving thing, especially, you know, if you're in vendor markets for the long haul. Over time, you're going to change, update, and upgrade. If you can't afford something right now, use that as motivation for the next event. You know, you never know what event is going to change your business, and hopefully for all of us, it's the next one. Okay. I gotta go. I have a lot of things to take care of today. We have a lot of fall making going on in our studio. So I will see you in the next video.